How's it going, guys? It's Manny King here, and welcome to a Last of Us gameplay. And we are going to be playing Scavenger Raid. I believe that's the name of the gameplay. I should have really written stuff down, but yeah, I think I'm playing the game mode Scavenger Raid, which is basically Team Deathmatch. And we are playing on the map The Dam, and I'm using the semi-automatic rifle with a silencer on it, and my secondary is going to be a 9mm pistol, which I really love due to the fact that I'm able to shoot that pistol as fast as I want to. And right now, using only 2 perks on this class, you're able to have 4. But it's kind of like Black Ops 2 where there's a point system in their class, so you're able to put as many things as you want in your class as long as you're able to do it in less than... At the moment I have 11 points that I can use, so I really wanted to have a lot of things on it, but unfortunately the perks that I only really use are 2 of them, which I'm using Reviver, which revives your teammates faster, and you also get more parts with it, which parts are very important in this game because you have to collect a lot of parts and you have to scavenge little blue jars when you get kills so you can keep your survivors alive. So it's pretty much like a story inside. If you saw my episode 1, you notice that you're supposed to keep these survivors alive, you collect more jars, you get more survivors, and that's basically what the multiplayer has in terms of story. It's pretty interesting. So every game you want to get more supplies, you want to get more jars so you can have more survivors, and also just to keep your survivors alive, because if you don't meet your quota, like right now it says on the bottom left that I need 69 little blue jars. Well, if I don't collect 69 little blue jars, or if I don't get enough, some of my survivors, they get sick, they get hungry, and if I continue to do bad, they pretty much end up dying. So it kind of brings it a little bit more of a story feel or a more urgent feel to the multiplayer that you need to perform well. And if you perform really good, then it starts to get a little bit harder, because if you start to perform like I said, really well, the amount of survivors that you get, they start to really go up there in size. Like, I think right now I'm at 89. I've reached 100 a couple of times, but then they end up having like these little quests that you have to do and challenges, like you have to mark people, a certain number of people in 3 days, or you have to kill a certain number of people in 3 days, and sometimes it makes survivors get killed off and stuff like that. It's just every so often challenges end up happening. So when you do get up there in the large amount of survivors, the amount of jars and supplies that you need to collect, those go up as well. So that starts to get harder. You have to do better each game, and you don't always have to collect those blue jars to actually get them. I don't know if you know this, but on the bottom left where it also shows the green parts, I can convert those parts, if I don't use them all, into blue jars at the end of the game. So I always have somewhat of a plan going into a game where if I know that I'm doing pretty well, then I know that I'll pretty much get all of them from like dead bodies. All those little blue jars, I'll get them from dead bodies. But if I'm struggling, then towards the end of the game, I won't use most of my parts, and I'll just save it and have that converted into blue jars at the end of the game, and I'll have enough. But in this game, I did pretty well right there. I don't know why I couldn't revive my friend. It really bugged me that I wasn't able to revive him. But this game, I do pretty well. I think I end up finishing like 12-0, and I think I have like 8 revives. So I was basically doing everything for the team, and that's what I really like. It's very team-based in this game. It's very fun. It really is. I'm really surprised still at how fun this multiplayer was. It really caught me by surprise. I expected this game to be a game where I play the single player, I love it, I finish it, and probably play the single player maybe one more time and then return it. I really didn't think I was going to play the multiplayer that much, but I ended up entering it just because I kept hearing from friends that the multiplayer was good, and I decided, you know what, let me give it a try. And I decided to do that live commentary, and it was fun. It actually was fun. I played some more games with it. I think I'm like there's not necessarily any levels. You actually have to go through the multiplayer. It said so many weeks, I don't remember anymore. I think it was 50. Um, right now, I think I'm on week, I want to say 5 or 6. It's one of those. It could probably be 6. I played earlier today, but I just got frustrated with the game. And the reason I got frustrated is because if you end up getting kicked out of the game, let's say you lose connection, or you end up like a friend of mine got kicked out of the game, so I backed out for him. I realized that they penalize backing out of the game so heavily in this game that I wish it was implemented into other games. So, like I said, you have survivors, and I had 102 at the time, so a friend of mine got kicked. I backed out for him. When I backed out for him, all of them, I would say maybe, I would say I had 102 out of 102 healthy. Maybe 69 of them ended up getting hungry or sick. So I only had very few healthy, and I really had to do very well for the games that I had ahead of me so I can actually make them healthy again. So I really like that they penalize heavily in this game, but there's also times where you might lose connection to the host. Let's say someone ends up going offline and they were the host of the game. It ends up making you lose a lot of survivors that way too, because I just had 2 straight games where it said you lost connection to the host, which is what frustrated me because then I already had a whole bunch of people sick and hungry, and I think it ended up killing like 5 of my survivors, and then I have more sick and hungry. I have no one that's healthy, so I know I have to perform very well in the next coming games, or I'm gonna have more people dying. And right here, how did this guy not kill me? Right there, I was just like, I gotta reload. I'm just running, and I kept telling my teammates, turn around, he's behind me, and so they all came to my rescue. But God, that was, I don't know how they didn't kill me. I don't know if he was trying to shiv me or something, which is basically try to do a stealth kill where they just stab you in the neck or something. But yeah, I don't know how he didn't kill me. I probably should have died there. I would have been fine dying, but I have gone flawless quite a few times, and this is one of them. So I like the fact that they penalize people for quitting, but I just wish that they didn't penalize people for, I guess, losing connection to the host. It just, it really frustrated me today. And I really wish it was implemented into other games, like in Call of Duty or any game, Battlefield, Halo. I hate when people leave, I really do. And so I would wish that they penalized people in a certain way. I know Halo, the only Halo I played when I had the 360, I think I played Halo Reach, and it did penalize you for leaving, if I remember correctly. It would penalize you for leaving. Battlefield, I don't remember if it did. It's been forever since I've played Battlefield. I'm not exactly too sure if it really does penalize you for leaving. I know Call of Duty, it just takes away your match bonus, which I don't think that's enough. I really wish that the penalty was a lot more, I guess, a lot more severe. I don't know. I really don't know what you could do with those games to make it a lot more severe. I know in this game it really works well, where they make your survivors either hungry or sick, and it really makes you not want to leave the game at all after that. So, yeah, I don't really know what else I can talk about in this game, but it's really fun. The multiplayer, like I said, it caught me by surprise. There's a lot of fun things that you can do. You craft on the spot. It's very, I want to say it makes you want to think strategy. Every game is different depending on how the other team wants to play. Sometimes the other team rolls all together. Maybe you run into one person and you think it's only one person, but it turns out that there's 3 people just waiting behind them. And I think that is what makes this game so fun, is the fact that it's very team-based. There's a lot of strategy going into it, and every game is different. It's never the same. And yeah, and I actually love the way that some of the maps, they just changed due to maybe the weather. Like in Dam, the map that I'm playing right now, sometimes it gets very foggy and you can't see very far. I like that. It makes you kind of nervous to see, do I want to keep walking? Maybe he's just waiting for me to walk forward. And right here I got really lucky. I don't know how I got the kill and he didn't kill me. But yeah, I really love the maps that it has that. There's another map called Lakeside, which it's basically a snow map. But every so often there's like a snowstorm, and it makes it very hard to see because there's a lot of snow and stuff like that that ends up coming in the map. And I just thought that was really cool of them to add certain things like that. So let's say like I'm against a person that's sniping, he's not able to see anymore because maybe the snowstorm or maybe the fog is making it hard, so I'm able to sneak up towards him. But yeah, I really love the game. I would recommend checking it out. And yeah, the game's over 12-0 with 8 revives, not too bad. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, peace.